What if I told you the biggest thing keeping you stuck isn't laziness? It isn't a lack of discipline. It isn't because you're not motivated enough. It's your brain. And before you think, great, so I'm just broken, you're not. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Its number one job isn't to make you successful. It isn't to make you confident. It isn't to help you reach your potential. Its job is much simpler than that. It's to keep you alive. The problem is, your brain often treats unfamiliar things the same way it treats dangerous things. And once I understood that, so many things about my own life finally made sense. Why I cared so much about what people thought. Why I overthought every decision. Why setting boundaries made me feel guilty. Why change felt exhausting. Why I kept wanting a different life while also feeling terrified of creating one. It wasn't because I was weak. It wasn't because I lacked confidence. It was because my brain couldn't tell the difference between uncertainty and danger. Once you understand that, you stop fighting yourself and you start working with your brain instead of against it. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't wake up every morning asking, how can I help this person build the life they've always wanted? It asks, how can I make sure they survive today? Thousands of years ago, that was perfect. Because survival meant avoiding predators, avoiding rejection from your tribe, avoiding unnecessary risks. The people who survived were usually the people who were careful. The problem is, your brain is using the same operating system today. Only now, the danger isn't a lion. It's posting your first video, starting a business, walking into a room where you don't know anyone, having a difficult conversation, leaving a relationship, setting a boundary. To you, those things represent growth. To your brain, they represent uncertainty. And uncertainty feels like danger. That's why your heart races before speaking in public. That's why you keep delaying something you know would improve your life. Not because you're lazy, because your brain thinks it's protecting you. Here's where I think people unknowingly build identities. Let's say someone rejects you. The rejection hurts, but the rejection itself isn't what changes you. It's the story your brain creates afterwards, because your brain immediately asks, what does this mean? If your answer is, maybe I'm hard to love, something interesting happens. From that moment forward, your brain starts searching for evidence. Someone replies a little later than usual. They're losing interest. Someone forgets to invite you somewhere. Nobody chooses me. Someone cancels plans. I knew it. Notice what changed. Life didn't suddenly become worse. Your brain simply started filtering reality through a different story. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. Once your brain believes something, it naturally pays more attention to information that supports that belief. Not because it's trying to hurt you, because it likes consistency. Your brain would rather be consistent than correct. Think about that. It would rather prove your old story right than force you to question it. That's why two people can experience something similar and walk away believing completely different things about themselves. This is where I think social media gets confidence completely wrong. People say, just love yourself. Just believe in yourself. Okay, but how? Confidence isn't something you magically wake up with. Your brain doesn't respond to motivational quotes. It responds to evidence. Every promise you keep to yourself, evidence. Every time you say you'll do something and actually do it, evidence. Every difficult conversation you avoid for months, then finally have evidence. Every boundary you set, evidence. Your brain slowly updates its opinion of you based on repeated experiences. Confidence isn't pretending you're capable. It's giving your brain enough evidence that you are. People always say, I'm so tired. Sometimes you are, but sometimes you're exhausted because you've spent the entire day arguing with yourself. I should post. What if nobody watches? I should apply. What if I fail? I should leave. What if I'm making the wrong decision? Every decision becomes a debate, and your brain loves debates because debates delay action. Action creates uncertainty. Debating keeps you safe. That's why overthinking feels productive. It feels like you're solving the problem, when really, you're postponing the moment you have to face uncertainty. Here's what changed everything for me. Your brain doesn't protect your goals. It protects your identity. If you've spent years believing, I'm shy, I'm the quiet one, I'm the anxious one, I'm the person people leave, your brain starts defending those identities, even when they're hurting you, because identities feel familiar, and familiarity feels safe. That's why change feels uncomfortable. You're not just changing habits. You're asking your brain to let go of a version of you it's been protecting for years. No wonder it fights back. One thing I've realized is this. Your brain isn't your enemy. It's your oldest protector. Everything it's doing because it believes it's helping you survive. The problem is, the life you want requires more than survival. It requires growth. It requires uncertainty. It requires becoming someone your brain has never met before. So the next time fear shows up, don't ask, what's wrong with me? Ask, is this fear actually protecting me? Or is it protecting the identity I've outgrown? Because your life doesn't change when fear disappears. Your life changes the moment you stop letting fear decide who you become.